Hey guys, welcome back to Ironing Out the Kinks podcast. You're with Luke.
And Chelsea.
Episode 37.
Correct.
Bringing you all the fun, kinky, sexy stuff, along with some just advice and stuff, really.
Yeah, I love how we're 37 episodes in and you're so confident about what we're about.
Yeah, it's... Let's not get into it.
So, as ever, guys, if you have a submission, head on over to our website, iotk.fun. And if you are up to date, which we hope you are, and wanting more from us, take a little look at our Patreon. We are now dropping new episodes every week, so that's a bonus episode for you, and some other fun stuff that shall be coming in the future that you don't know about yet.
Imminently.
Yeah?
No. But yeah, come on over to Patreon. It's £3 a month. That's an extra 4 episodes plus all the extra stuff. And you can also feature on it if you want to. You can be on our 6 in 9.
Yeah. That's what we've called it.
Six
in 9 segment.
Yeah.
We're speaking to listeners and getting you on to find out your dirtiest secrets.
And, just general questions. But if you want to know what that's about, head on over to Patreon, sign up. First episode's free, so you can listen to what that was like.
Yeah, all you got to do is sign up and follow us as a free member, and you will get that first episode for free. No card details, no money need to be given. It's just there for you because we're nice like that.
Yeah, but if you do want more, then sign up and pay us.
Yeah.
Give us money.
Because you're nice like that.
Exactly. And we do all of this for free. Right, what are we going into? What we're starting
Moving
with?
straight to Naughty Corner this week. So we've got quite a few.
Okay.
A lot of people want advice this week. Something's in the air. Something's happened.
Okay.
So first one. Hi guys, love the podcast. My boyfriend gets turned on super quickly. I mean, I walk into the room in leggings and he's rock hard. Sweet, right?
Yep.
Except he comes in under a minute every single time. We've tried edging, second rounds, all the tips, but now I'm just annoyed. I literally get mad at him for being too into me. How do I stop being the villain in my own porn?
In your own porn?
Yeah, I love that.
Wow, okay. Yeah, I like that. It's tricky. This is, it would be so much better if he was the one writing in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like saying, how do I stop this? Because it feels like, well, we can't tell, but it's like a less of a concern from his point of view.
Which it tends to be honest.
Well, yeah, because the man gets the pleasure.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I'm still getting mine.
He's done.
And if he wasn't allowed to come or wasn't getting the pleasure and it was too quick and over before he could, he would probably have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's tricky because it's down to him.
It's easy for you to give advice when it's a guy writing in, but how do you give her advice to pass on to him subtly?
I don't know if you have to be subtle. I think you have to say, look, I understand. But the thing is, as a man, okay, so I could come super quickly. Mm-hmm. We could just go for it and I would be done in less than a minute.
Yeah, and you have to stop yourself sometimes because you're close to it.
It's having the awareness that you have to slow yourself down, and you can go a bit fast and then slow yourself down, and there's nothing you can do. It's on him to do. He has to not get excited and carried away. And I think
there's one thing here actually she can do.
Yeah.
Is look, some guys will just come quickly from sex. It's fucking warm and luscious in there. I get it. But you could prolong and stretch out the sexual interaction.
She said that. She said they've tried edging.
Well, no, you're putting words in my mouth because I haven't said what I want to say.
I'm sorry.
More foreplay on you. Make sure you're getting enough from this sexual experience before he has the opportunity to come.
Yeah.
Make him go down on you for longer. Say you want to come several times before you have penetrative sex. We do sometimes, don't we? We're like, you want to make me come as many times as possible because you're so into it that the sex might not last as long as we all hope.
Yeah.
So you can stretch out and that's just as great for me. I fucking love that. It's not about how long we've had P and V sex. It's more about the sex as a whole. So we haven't got a lot of information here from him, but it sounds like she's focusing a bit more on the P and V. And that's not lasting as long.
That might be what she really likes. And that does have a closeness. There is a bond when you have penetrative sex, you know, there is like that feeling.
I'm so jealous you can say that word.
It's not a hard word.
Penetrative.
Well done.
It?
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's keep,
Sorry.
let's keep helping people. But the thing is, you need to just say to him, I'm not satisfied. And the onus has to be on him. He has to understand that he needs to do that, make you come more prior to sex, and slow himself down. Sex is not like a in bam, 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 bam. Unless you're one of those men who can do that forever, great. If not, go in slow. You can use a toy. You know, we do that all the time because you come from clitoral stimulation more than anything. So you get your wand on you straight from Pulse and Cocktails.
Well, talking about Pulse and Cocktails.
Well, do you want to do that now?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's in relation. Now, we haven't tried this yet. Anyone who's not watching and listening, we've got here from Pulse and Cocktails. It's called Last Boosts, and it says longer time for him. And it's supposedly a gel that can make a man last longer.
Should we try that tonight?
Yeah, we're yet to use it, and we are going to do a review on it, but it could be worth maybe trying some of these things out with him.
I think as well, slowing him down. That's the main thing I would say. Slowing him down.
Well, the problem here is, she said, I mean, I walk into a room in leggings and he's rock hard.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. You were doing your makeup earlier in your underwear and you leant over to get something and I saw your ass cheek and I was like, oh, getting hard. You know, and that's, you know, there are definitely worse problems to have in that sense of him getting turned on too much. But what's his ratio of going back to back? Can he fuck you and then give him 5 minutes and you could just be, you know, teasing him and playing with yourself and then does he get hard again?
She said here, we've tried edging, second rounds, all the tips.
Okay. You've got to
we don't know
him.
their age either. This just could be is it like an age thing with guys?
When you're young,
yeah,
it's quick.
Okay.
That is.
So we don't know her age, but if you're young, bear that in mind.
Yeah, I would. I think the main thing, the one thing I could definitely say will at least get you further towards where you want to be, perhaps, is speaking to him and saying, it sounds like they kind of have and experiment with things, but as a man, you can slow yourself down. If he puts his penis inside you and feels like he's going to come, he can stop, you know, and then he can do a bit more and then do a bit more and then do a bit more. And like I say, for you, use a toy, you know, or,
stretch the intimacy out.
Yeah, it is tricky, but I think you need to stress to him that this can have a massive effect on people. This can lead to dissatisfaction in the relationship purely from the sex side. And sex is so important in relationships. People, you know, as we're trying to break the taboo of talking openly about sex, people don't want to talk about it because they think it's, you know, risque or whatever. But it can really, you know, damage a relationship in the long run. So sitting down, speak to him, get him to watch like Schindler's List or something beforehand. You know, I've been there. That's a tough wank. I
bet.
Yeah, Marley and Me. Jesus. Get that on just at the end, just in the vets. Be like, right, do me now. And I bet it'll last forever. Yeah, that's fine. Just be like, shut up. Just cry over facing that way. But I mean, I remember years ago, might have been like watching Eurotrash or something, but the first stuff I ever used to wank to. But like, you can take your penis out and pinch the end. And I've done that a lot in my life, where you're like, oh, I want this to keep going, and you take your dick out and squeeze the end. It's not painful, but you feel
what does that do?
It, like the orgasm. From a man's point of view, the orgasm feels like it's building almost up the shaft, like you can feel it about to explode, and you stop it. You like pinch the end, and it just subsides, and then you can go back to it.
Interesting.
You don't have to like squeeze it and like punch it.
Yeah, and
just
don't
like
go pinching it for him.
Yeah, don't pinch it for him. Please, God, don't do that. But he can just pinch the end, like not right on the tip, but just at the sort of just underneath his bell end almost.
Yeah.
There, pinch there. You get some length in there. Or have him to get like a picture of Margaret Thatcher next to him or something.
No.
I'm telling you, I've thought up some crazy stuff to keep me going longer. But yeah, I think the main thing is he needs to be the one who wants to change. He needs to be the one who's like, okay, I'm doing this too quickly. You know when you're going to come. It's not just suddenly like, oh no. Unless it is like when you're very, very, very new to the game and you've put your penis in and that's it. Again, been there. You have to have a tactical wank beforehand, give yourself 20 minutes and then you're back in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would kind of be my advice. Again, hit us up with a further follow-up, or if you think we haven't hit the points, let us know and we'll try again, or give us, a little bit more context or whatnot and we'll go again.
Happy. I couldn't give a huge amount of input there, but hopefully some of that helped.
Hopefully. And there may be like even just position change. He might be like, I love fucking you from behind. And she's like, yeah, I love that. But that's just too much for him because it's just a great view and it feels great. Be like, no, we're going to do it like this. And you might just get more from it. But I would definitely say use a toy. We'll try that gel. We'll let you know how it goes.
Incoming.
And we'll go from there. Yeah.
Ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right. We've been dating 2 years. I love him. But during sex, he moans like he's in an R&B boy band, like full on, yeah, baby. Oh, it almost sounds like he's doing little riffs. I lose it every time. Sometimes I pretend to cough. How do I ask him to shut up without ruining everything?
Fucking hell.
That's an ego blaster saying, I don't like the way that you enjoy sex.
But he's probably doing that because he thinks that's hot. I mean, it might not be, but you can make whatever noises you want. You know what I mean? I don't think there's any way out of this other than just saying to him, listen, everything's great, but that kind of kills it a little bit for me.
I'd approach it a different way.
Go on, how would you approach it?
I would approach it as a question. Be like, when we're having sex, when you're like moaning and saying, oh yeah, I like that right there, all that stuff. Are you doing that because you think like, I like that, or like girls like that? Or are you doing that because that's actually how you're expressing your pleasure? See what that response is. Because it might be like, oh, I thought people like it when you tell them. And then you go off an arm there and be like, maybe not so porny. Yeah.
Maybe not so, 90s boy band.
Yeah, just
R&B.
just moan, just your natural instinct to moan. Because I'm not being funny. I don't think a natural instinct is, oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like it's a choice.
It's like swear words. It's like, oh fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Swear so much though in everyday life. Yeah, I would.
I feel like that's not going to kill his ego too much.
But
by asking
no matter
the
what,
question.
if he turns around and goes, yeah, like loads of girls I've been with have loved it, and you go, well, I don't. He's going to go, oh. It's the same as saying, listen, I'm sure like different strokes for different folks, and that one's just not quite for me. Is there a chance we can maybe try something different? Or you say to him, you're really into gagging, and you just shove your underwear in his mouth and say you're not allowed that out yet. Yeah. Yeah, there is no way around that one other than direct communication, one way or the other. You can either go with Chelsea's option or my option. I think Chelsea's is crap compared to mine. No, whatever you think works for you guys.
All boils down to, oh God, my frog throat. All boils down to communication though, doesn't it?
As always. As it always does with sex. And like I've said so many times, men need to abandon the ego and be okay with being guided, because you are not the forefront of all knowledge when it comes to women. You're just not.
Yeah. You ready for the next one? Okay. I'm happily engaged, wedding booked, dress sorted, man of my dreams.
Okay.
Life is cute. Until I get an anonymous email. No message, just a wee transfer link. It's a fucking sex tape of me with my ex. Full countertop action. Red hair era, nipple piercing, the works. Not leaked, just sent. Like a digital, remember when I used to rearrange your organs?
Fucking hell, okay.
No message, and I know it's him. Who else has that footage? I haven't told my fiance. I didn't do anything wrong, but I feel sick. It's not just the sex tape, it's the violation, the pettiness, the fact that he's still so far up his own arse that he thinks it was okay. Do I ignore it? Do I tell my fiance? Do I report him? I need advice, please.
I would report him.
That would be my initial thought, but what are you reporting him for? He hasn't obtained... yeah, but then there's no absolutely zero proof. It's a WeTransfer link.
No, it's not. But I bet if the police show up at his door and say we need to have a conversation about this, he'll maybe start to rethink his actions. Because stuff like revenge porn and stuff is finally being taken very seriously in the criminal law. Thank God. So that kind of thing, you can say you feel that that's with malicious intent. You feel that there is malicious intent behind this, and this is somebody who is doing it to harass you. That is the definition of harassment. Yeah,
guess you're right.
That's for starters, I'm really sorry that's happened to you, because that is fucking bullshit. But don't let this fucking cock absolutely, derail your happiness. It sounds like everything's going good. We've all got stuff in the past. We've all got stuff that is around. And again, if you feel like you want to tell your fiance, you can tell your fiance, but it's not, I wouldn't say that's step one, but you can go and speak to the police and say, this is something that's happening. It's extremely embarrassing. I don't want to be, I don't want this to be public, and it absolutely won't be. And even if they just go and have a talk with him and say, this person is deeming it as harassment, stop. It may well change his tune. Because that's just unacceptable. That's just fucking disgusting. It's not.
And it's she says happily engaged, wedding booked, yada yada, man of her dreams. It's funny it comes at that time, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That sounds like somebody who's an insecure little bitch.
Yeah. I mean, I would personally tell my fiance, if he's a man, and a secure man, the fact that you've got a sex tape with another guy, like, I'm assuming that you're a little bit older, probably our age, who hasn't.
Yep.
So hopefully he'd be absolutely fine with that. But like, surely I would want your support. I would want my fiance's support, like helping you with the police report and, I don't know, threatening him.
But it's a case of I hope he would support you. If, he's the man of your dreams, he should. But if you just don't want to create that unnecessary friction, maybe not. But again, that is quite a big thing to have to do on your own.
Yeah.
And can be quite daunting. The police do take this stuff much more seriously than they used to, that's for sure. But yeah, if you can kind of say, look, I feel like this has malicious intent behind it, and this is something that is causing me alarm, causing me distress, they will take it seriously. And they can't, I don't know if they can say, you have to delete anything, but they can give him a talking to on where he stands legally, which is not positive.
Got off topic, but I wonder what the legal standing is on that.
We will have a look.
Like if I wanted, or like if you wanted videos of either of us to be deleted, like sexual videos.
Maybe there is. Maybe. Because that may be coming under the revenge porn laws.
There should be, to be fair, because nudity is wildly different from just like a normal picture.
Yeah, I know. So I saw like people will probably have seen this, but there was an incident. It was like on 24 hours in police custody or something like that.
Right.
And there was a guy who was being blackmailed because he'd been visiting sex workers. And he went to the police and said, I've broken the law. I've been visiting sex workers, but I'm being blackmailed. And they just kind of disregarded his crime completely. They were like, okay, minor crime. Blackmail was a massive crime. Yeah. Turns out it was a police officer.
That was blackmailing him? Oh, wild. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it was wild. And it was the police officer who was doing the surveillance on the drop. That was actually the police officer who was blackmailing him. And he'd done it to loads of people where they'd been surveying red light districts, and they would find out who people are, and then they'd be like, I'll tell your wife unless you give me £5,000. Yeah, but the police just kind of disregarded what he'd done and was like, this is much more serious. We've gone on a tangent, but yeah, for me, it's straight up, just report him. Just, you just got to, it's causing you distress. It's causing you like malicious alarm. Like, that's not fucking cool. Fuck that guy. One little bitch.
Massively fuck that guy. Right, you happy?
I think so.
Okay, this is the last one. Now, I'm going to preface this with that we've spoken to this person and asked for updates to clarify a few things for us. So we've amended their wording to include the update. So I'm not like, this is the dilemma. This is the update. Okay, here we go. So I've been with my husband since we were teenagers, childhood sweethearts. We're now married with 2 daughters. If he put the same effort into sex as he does into being a dad, I wouldn't be right in this. Our sex life is basically non-existent, and when it does happen, it's over in 5 minutes on a good day. I'm never left satisfied. In fact, quite the opposite. I've tried to talk to him about it over and over, but every time he laughs it off, gets silly or downplays it like it's no big deal. Meanwhile, I'm sat there invisible. We both work full-time, but I'm also doing the school runs, preschool prep, lunch boxes, washing uniforms, the usual mum life chaos. And even with all that, I still try to show up for him. I always want to make him feel good. I just want the same in return. To make things more complicated, his younger brother passed away suddenly last month, so obviously his mind's elsewhere. But we've had sex since then, and it's been the same outcome: quick, detached, emotionally empty. My brain spirals. Is it stress? Is he not attracted to me? Is he seeing someone else? I messaged the show because I don't want to feel like that person. I don't want to accuse or nag or become bitter. I just want to feel wanted, desired, like my pleasure actually matters. So we asked her, has it always been this way? And here's what she said. No, it hasn't. I think the longer we've been together, the more comfortable we've gotten, which is natural. But since our youngest daughter was born, it's been noticeably worse. It's like the chaos of life just swallowed up our intimacy. When we're actively trying for kids, this was never an issue. But now it's like he's totally disconnected from that part of our relationship.
Okay. That's a tricky one.
Yeah.
So
very tricky one.
Yeah, the fact that you've tried to talk to him is quite annoying to hear that he's not taking it on board.
So he either laughs it off, gets silly, or downplays it like it's no big deal.
I think you need to stress to him how big of a deal it is. There's everybody has every right to feel desired in their relationships. You know, that is again, like I said on the first one, like it has such a huge impact on people's marriages and relationships going forward that you kind of need to say to him, like, this is enough now. What is going on? Do you not want me? Depending on his age, TRT, you know, it may be a low testosterone issue. It may just be that his sex drive's disappearing because of low testosterone, and he's in a position of, well, this is just how it is now at my age. This is what it's like being married for so long.
So they said, when they were actively trying for kids, it was never an issue. And I think from talking to her, did she say our youngest daughter's 3?
I don't know.
I'm sure that was what she said.
Okay. So it's been like this for years. There's also a thing, I mean, they've got multiple kids, because sometimes men can stop seeing their partners as sex objects
when they become a
mother, because then they see him as a mother.
Yeah.
But that doesn't sound like that's the case. It sounds like, to me, that he's delved into comfort and is just sat there like, well, this is just life. This is what it is. And again, that low testosterone can be a huge thing for men. What I know, working full time, 2 kids, and he's a great dad, she said, that's incredible. But is he taking a little bit of time to do exercise, to look after himself, to get those things up that will, 1, help with like testosterone, and 2, just with more more energy, more behind him.
I think the conversations that she said she's had with him where he's downplaying it, we obviously don't know how in detail they are. Some people, when bringing things like this to the table, can't get their words right. They can't like really pack a punch with how they're feeling.
The severity of it, yeah.
If you really haven't sat down and said what the severity is, and even said, you know, I'm so in my head now about it. I'm almost thinking, are you having an affair? Does he find me attractive anymore? This is how bad it's affecting me in my mind. So I need you to not downplay this and laugh and say, oh, it's fine, because this is what I'm battling with that you're unaware of. Have that like hard hitting conversation. And, you know, you've been together a long time, childhood sweethearts, married, children. He should be able to respect you enough to go, oh shit, I don't want to make my person feel like that.
You'd hope so. The other thing is, if it is a case of like he sort of sits down and looks at you and says, I know I love you, it's just not that big of a deal to me, then we get into the how do we bring spice into it?
Yeah.
You know, how do we spice things up and make it more exciting? I'd hope that you know what he's into. Mm-hmm. Maybe look at what he's doing.
I might just be generalizing here, but I feel like people who've been together for such a long time from such a young age, they don't have that opportunity to explore their sexuality and what they're into as much as people who would have been in and out of relationships and single.
Yeah, I think that's probably generalizing, but I think that's probably true to a majority.
Yeah, and I think and we're ever evolving as creatures when it surrounds sexuality and kinks and whatnot. So check-ins every few years, do you know what I mean? Like, is there anything that we can do that's fun? Is there anything that you've got interested in? The older we've got, like, not saying this is a conversation that needs to be had now, but when it comes to if you get to the conversation of how do we spice it up, you're ever evolving. You might think that you know what he likes from 10 years ago, but he's evolved since then. So that's for the spicing up conversation that Luke mentioned.
Yeah. And the thing is, the onus, unfortunately, it shouldn't be on you, but it sounds like it's gonna be initially. I don't know how. Well,
she's the one who's deeply affected by this, so it is going to be her.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Initially.
She's going to have to do things, and this is going down the route of it's just down to spicing things up. Everything is okay in the deeper rooted things. It's like, no, this is just our life. I've got into a fairly mundane cycle.
And it happens.
You know, it does happen. And be like, what porn do you want to watch? And then suck his dick whilst you're watching that porn, you know?
You've gone from 0 to 100.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, and then it gives him the avenue to explore. He might not feel comfortable doing that. He might not feel comfortable talking to you about some stuff, because that can be something, like you said, with your childhood sweethearts, you can feel like, oh no, this is embarrassing. Like I didn't know that about myself, and now I do. But I think initially that hard hitting conversation, this is having a real big impact on me now. Yeah. And it's having a big impact on how I feel about you.
It needs to be brutally honest, like you're talking to your best mate and he's not there. Like you need to give him 100% honesty, because you're not going to resolve anything if you're holding things back and only speaking about 80% of how you're feeling. You just need to give everything.
For sure. And it needs to not, you know, it's, again, men's fragile egos. We can very easily take things as an attack. There is a very specific communication style, and it is like,
and it might happen. Like that might happen.
It can get frustrating.
And almost if that does happen, if that is his response, that's fine in the moment. He's now fully aware of how you feel, and he might need to go sit with that and cook it and then think about a response. But I think the most important thing here is getting it all out, regardless of what comes out of that conversation at first. Yeah,
I agree. I think that it has to be hard hitting. It has to be. And this is the kind of thing that can destroy relationships. And this is the kind of thing where somebody will come away divorced and be like, I never got the opportunity to do the things I wanted to do with the person I loved. And that's really sad. That's really that's heartbreaking to me. Like, to think that somebody could go through life being neglected, you know, in such a massive avenue. Again, we don't talk about it. It's taboo, whatever. Go fuck yourselves. All right. We'll talk about what we want, and everyone should follow suit because it's healthy.
Yeah.
But to think that people would go through their entire lives with that and thinking that that's just acceptable. That thing I want to do isn't okay. I should put that down. Even just being made love to, like they want to be there.
Yeah.
That's not a big ask. It's not a big ask. And if they get silly, just be like, I'm telling you, this is serious. This is affecting our marriage.
I mean, just one more thing. I feel like we've kind of answered this, but just something to cap it all off with, in long-term relationships, you do get, everyone knows, you do get comfortable, and you can get too comfortable to the point of you start to neglect that spice and that intimacy that was once there. And in relationships, you hit that point of you're either with the wrong person, so it's not worth fighting for, or you're with the right person, it's time to spice things up again. And he might be in that situation. He might have just got so comfortable, like you say, with mundane life. You've both got busy, hectic lives with working and children, and you are the right people. You're just not hitting the mark on that, making time for each other. Yeah. And then that gets so normal. That's so normalized. And then you get so far into it that it's like, well, how do I pull it back? Like, what do I do here? This is just life now. And it all comes with brutal honesty, and it all comes with effort.
Communication. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Relationships hit that point, and you're either with the right person, where you're both going to put in the effort to bring it back, or that's where a lot of relationships can break up. And you're obviously the right people. You've been together for such a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. You just got to be careful not to fall into that friend zone. Mm-hmm. You know, not to completely disregard your relationship so much in priority of everything else. That's not good, because then you end up becoming friends. Yeah. Or becoming co-parents. And then
no one wants that.
And then you end up in a position, which again, I've kind of seen, where kids grow up, leave home, and you're just sat staring at somebody you don't even really know anymore. And you then go about your life on your own. It's really sad. That's not what any of us want.
It's wasted time.
Completely. But yeah, again, follow us up. You give us a shout if you want more advice or what. Even just give us an update.
Yeah, let us know how you get on. I hope everything goes well with that conversation. Just be as true to yourself as you possibly can.
Now plows me like a John Deere tractor. Great. Cool. Right. Have we got another one?
We're on Quiz on My Face.
Oh, Quiz on My Face already. Hang on. Let me get the board and not interrupt you.
Okay. This week I'm asking Luke, and I believe this is your penultimate one until we tally up who's the final winner.
Yeah, we're going to need to do suggestions on...
Yeah, we'll get around to that. We say every week we'll do that, but we will.
Oh, we will.
We will do our very best. Okay, you ready for question one?
Question one.
So I've given you a true or false here. So you got 50-50. The G-spot was named after a German gynecologist.
Okay.
Question two. Which of these animals has been observed giving oral sex to their mates? A, cats. B, bats. C, hedgehogs. D, anteaters.
None of those were on my list. Well, we have cats. And they're always licking each other's assholes. I don't think that's for sexual purposes.
Oh, gross.
Okay. I've gone wild. Oh, they're all fucking wild.
All right. Question 3.
Yep.
What day of the year sees the lowest porn traffic globally?
Okay, you would think Christmas Day, but it won't be, because there'll be some really sad, lonely people watching Grinch porn in there. Oh. In there.
Grinch porn?
Yeah. The Grinch comes down your chimney and he's stealing Christmas. The lowest day. Oh, God. I reckon it's going to be... Okay. Yep. Okay.
Question 4. What percentage of Pornhub viewers use a desktop PC to watch their porn?
What have I got allowances? I'm not going to get it exactly.
No, you're not. You can have it within 5%.
Okay. I've gone specific.
All right.
I've gone specific.
Pacific.
No, specific.
I said it on purpose.
You know that's one of my biggest pet hates.
It's one of my biggest pet hates. Right, last question.
Yes.
Question 5. Mm-hmm. What was the title of the first ever porn uploaded to the internet? It's an ABC. A, Bedtime with Babs. B, Cyber Sluts Volume 1. C, Pixelated Passions. D, The D.
Okay, done.
Bonus question.
Okay, bonus. Okay. This is why I'm beating you, because you give me bonuses. Go on.
When was it uploaded?
To the internet.
Mm-hmm.
full video on the internet.
And you can have it to either side.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty.
Right, I'm ready.
Question 1.
Yep.
The G-spot was named after a German gynecologist.
True.
It's true.
Bosh.
Question 2. Which of these animals has been observed giving oral sex to their mates?
Hedgehog.
Incorrect. It's bats.
Bats are cool. I like bats.
Question 3. What day of the year sees the lowest porn traffic globally?
February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Oh, no, surely that would be a spike. It was in fact Christmas and you said Christmas.
What? What? No, I'm watching porn on Christmas. I was thinking Valentine's Day because people are either out trying to get laid or they're getting laid. Like, you wouldn't watch porn. You wouldn't be like, I'm going to watch porn.
I reckon the numbers for Valentine's Day is high, you know.
We'll have a look. Maybe that'll be a question next week.
Question 4. What percentage of Pornhub viewers use a desktop PC to watch their porn?
2.4%.
No, you didn't get it 5 either side, I'm afraid. It's 13%.
Really?
Who are you? If any of you listeners, can you just DM me and let me know? Because
DM us. Stop telling people to DM you.
Well, yeah, I am Instagram though, aren't I? I am our Instagram. Yeah. But that shocked me. I think that's such a high number.
That's a massive number.
That's not including like tablets and iPads. That's actual desktop PC sat on a desk.
I can sit on my PC at a desk on my swivel chair. I
mean, I have before.
Yeah, but you used to live alone.
Yeah.
Whereas I've lived alone, but I didn't have a PC then.
No.
And your phone's just so easy. I'm on the sofa. I'm feeling a bit
fruity.
Yeah. Get some filth on. Okay, right. Next one.
Question 5. What was the title of the first porn ever uploaded to the internet?
A. Bedtime with Babs.
It is Bedtime with Babs.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Give me the year.
I've gone 1993.
And I said 2, either side.
Yeah.
1990.
You kidding me? I would nearly put 1995.
So I've been trying to trace it.
Yeah.
Cannot find it anywhere. It will be there in corners of the internet, but it wasn't uploaded as we know what just clicking on a video and pressing it. It was like it wasn't even a downloadable file. It was a code that you could take to put into a downloader to then download that file.
You have to be really into porn. When there was tapes and magazines were the thing back in the day.
No idea who uploaded it.
Really?
Yeah. I would love to know who that person is, like on their deathbed, like, I uploaded Bedtime with Babs.
If you're listening, let us know.
And also, I really want to see it. I'd love to see this. This has really piqued an interest in me and I've been searching everywhere. Have not checked the dark web yet. Scared to do that. I do have the dark web on my phone.
I don't think you can get it on your phone.
You can.
I know there's a...
I use it like you use a torrent browser and then you do like .onion pages and stuff. But I'm scared to look. I will look at things to do with like mermaids and CIA on the dark web, but I will not be searching porn on the dark web.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Okay, so I've got 2.
Oh, and you could have had 6.
Could have had 6.
You did not.
But 2's all right. Let me update that. Chelsea, what on earth are you doing?
Wait 1 second.
No, we're in the middle of an episode. What are you doing?
Wait, I'm nearly done.
What?
Oh, that's better.
Oh my God. These toys from Pulse and Cocktails. Let's be honest. Sometimes the bedroom needs a little upgrade. Maybe it's time to swap meh for, oh my God. Pulse and Cocktails has everything from toys that'll make your toes curl to lingerie that'll have your partner speechless. And listen, I know what you're thinking, but what if the nosy neighbours see my parcel? No worries. They've got next day delivery in total discreet packaging. So even MI5 wouldn't know what's inside. Want to see the goods in person? They've got 16 stores across the UK. Head to pulseandcocktails.co.uk and use our code IOTK for 15% discount. And now Chelsea's finished relaxing. Back to the show. And then what's next?
We are on to Oops, Wrong Hole.
The fun stuff.
This is your favourite, isn't it?
It is.
I hope it's okay though. Because sometimes they're a little bit like, well, that's cool.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
All right. You ready for the first one?
I'm ready.
Was hooking up with a guy at a house party. Went upstairs, bit drunk, clothes off, going for it from behind.
Good.
Felt weird, but I thought, fuck it. Turned out it wasn't my guy. My guy walked in holding 2 drinks and said, who the fuck is that? I was literally getting doggy styled by a complete stranger who I thought was someone else.
How?
Drunk at a party, hook up with a guy you don't know.
How?
I don't know how that would have happened.
How does it? How?
She was very drunk.
Fucking understatement.
Next one.
Okay.
Mid-anal. Missionary.
Nice.
He's holding my legs up.
Mm-hmm.
I sneeze. And the force pushes him out of one hole and straight into another. I saw God, screamed, abort. He still calls it sneeze-powered teleportation.
I mean, I would call it a UTI.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. Sneeze-powered teleportation.
Can you imagine, like, us having really intimate sex and then an almighty sneeze comes out of either you or I would jump.
I would brace. I'd get myself in as deep as I could and brace if you're like, I'm about to sneeze, especially if I'm in your ass, because my biggest fear is that something bad's going to happen. My dick's going to come out and some other stuff's going to come out. You know what I mean? You don't want to be sneezing when your asshole's being gaped open.
No, you do not.
No.
Next one.
Yeah.
He kissed me between my legs and whispered, I love your little penis. I said, excuse me. He panicked and said, I just meant your clit is really like confident. I still don't know what that means.
What?
So my take from this will be that she has the anatomy down there that has, like, you know, the clitorises that are more protruding.
A bigger clit, yeah.
Yeah. And she may not have been aware of that, because sometimes you're not aware of what's normal and what's not when your normal is just
Quote,
always
unquote,
there.
Normal, yeah.
Yeah.
Still, so okay, let's just rewind that. So she's got a big clit, if that's what we're saying. And then his thought is, I'll call this a little penis. Not like, I love sucking your clit, or like, oh God, I love how like big your clit gets. I love your little penis. It's just an odd turn of phrase for me.
There's some odd people out there.
And we love them.
Yes, we do.
We fucking love them.
Next one. We just finished. He was still inside me, all sweaty and proud. And we were cuddling with his dick softening like a half-deflated lilo. He leans down and kisses me sweetly. And I go to say something romantic like, I love you. But instead, I let out the longest queef in record history. Like a dying balloon at a child's party. His face dropped. I burst out laughing. Then he sniffed.
What?
He sniffed. He goes,
what?
Is it weird? I don't mind the smell. What smell, sir?
Exactly my thoughts. What smell?
How strange.
What smell? Because all you're really smelling is your own cum.
Yeah, your cummy air.
What?
There's so many odd people out there.
We love them.
And I love it. I fucking love it.
Is it weird? I love the smell. Hit me with what smell. Describe it in 5 words.
Next one. We'd been experimenting with butt play for a few weeks, and I just decided to go all out, enema, full prep, lingerie. Everything's going great until he finishes inside me. Literally, seconds later, my stomach gurgles. Turns out the enema water hadn't fully cleared. His cum mixed with leftover warm water shot out with a sound I can't describe except as a human espresso machine. He cried laughing. I sobbed. We haven't done anal since.
That's the thing with anal. It can sky. A lot of anal tonight.
There's a lot of anal tonight. We've had this conversation about douching or enemas, whatever you want to call it. When I've douched and Googled, how do you douche? It says
I hate that word.
douche, enema. I don't know, whatever you want to
Clean
call
yourself
it.
out.
Whenever, yeah. It says that you need to leave it a minimum of half an hour after, because your bowel walls will naturally absorb any leftover water.
Okay.
So when people will quickly do a little flush through and then go, right, I'm ready, let's go, like within 10 minutes, there's the chance of water still coming out because it hasn't been fully absorbed.
And you got to think like you're putting almost a plunger in.
Yeah.
And ramming it up and down and you're loosening. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Leave it half an hour, guys.
A human espresso machine. The thing is, I can hear it. I can hear it.
Next one.
Oh, scarring.
I told him I was on my period. He said he didn't care. We're going at it like animals. He's fingering me like he's trying to get the last Pringle.
Okay.
Suddenly he stops, looks confused, holds up a finger. On it is a blood clot the size of a raisin. He yells, "Is that an orgasm?" Then throws it across the room in panic.
No.
What?
Is that an... Does he... Was this a... Is this somebody...
This is an alien.
Somebody who had a head injury when they were younger. Is that an orgasm? In what world? Also, that description was disgusting.
Yeah.
But in what world? Then throws it in panic.
I get that.
What, does he think he's going to make him come? Like, it's not a fucking grenade. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Everything is wrong with that story, I'm afraid.
Everyone's a little bit dim tonight and I love it.
I'm not, because, well, I don't know, actually. I feel like I'm the most intelligent person in the room right now.
Ready for the last one?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I need time to digest. Maybe we pause. We'll go, I can't eat, so that's fucked.
That's
out the window. Sweet. Yeah, all right, let's just get on with it.
Okay. I was trying to be sexy, deep-throating him. He looked down and said, "Fuck, your eyes are watering." I tried to blink sexily. Instead, I full-on sneezed violently. Snot everywhere. He looked betrayed.
Betrayed. She's doing the Lord's work there and he looks betrayed. I get the... How do you sneeze with a cock down your throat?
I mean, stranger things have happened.
I guess that's why there's so much snot. It's only coming out of your nostrils.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Look, we all need to be grown-ups here and know if you're smacking the back of someone's throat, there's going to be dribbly noses.
Yeah,
Sometimes it might sneeze.
Sometimes it might sneeze. That needs to be on a pamphlet. Sometimes it might sneeze. Yeah, you need to be a grown-up in that scenario and just don't comment on their eyes watering. I think that's odd. I wouldn't look at you when you're when
we've done similar stuff to that,
which is fairly regularly.
Yeah. And I've had makeup on and my makeup's been running. You've commented on that before. Yeah,
but that's because that's in our like dom sub thing where I'm like, your mascara's running, you little slut, and you're like,
Maybe he's just an observant man.
Maybe. Fair play to her for trying to blink sexily. But yeah.
That's it. That's all we got this week.
Jesus, that was some trauma.
Are you ready for a would you rather that's going to give you more trauma?
I don't know. The one we had on Patreon was fucking fantastic, by the way.
Yeah, I liked that.
That sat with me for a while.
Are you ready for this one?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Would you rather use this? So let me preface this. When I say would you rather and then say the sex toy, you have to be using this sex toy. It's not not using the sex toy isn't an option, okay?
Okay.
Cool. Would you rather use a sex toy that dirty talks in your ex's voice or one that moans in pleasure as your mum's voice?
Why has it always got to be my mum? Why do you always go down the route of my mum? There's so many other people.
Because it's the one that's going to trigger you most.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to be my ex, isn't it? It's because I can't hear my mum. I can't hear my mum like that. Well, I'm not staying harder either, but I've got a better chance with one of them. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
and when you've heard that, I can't unhear it. You know, whereas the other one, I'm like, okay, I know this dance.
Yeah.
I just need to get by. I need to get on with it. But
yeah, you can't unhear your parents
I cannot unhear.
orgasming.
Oh, why? We really need to change this up because I don't like it. I don't like it.
Say going forward, no more parent?
I don't know, because
for a while.
The one on Patreon was about parents, and that was fucking gold.
Oh, I hated that.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go with my ex, but it's gonna be difficult. Can I wear headphones?
No.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer,
Mm-hmm.
but it's challenging. It's challenging for both of us.
Yeah.
If you're using a toy and I have to hear your ex, it's going to be real difficult for me. But I'd rather that than hear your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, yeah.
So I have to go and see him and be like, "You're all right, mate. I can't shake your hand ever again."
But then have you never heard your parents having sex?
No. My parents broke up when I was 6 months old.
This is true. Well, then you're lucky.
Yeah.
Me and my siblings have been scarred for life with that.
I've heard. We've been staying with, not with your parents, but we stay close by, and your sister texts you, "Please, can I come round?
Yeah.
They're having sex again." All I'm going to say is your parents, fucking fair play.
Still got it.
Exactly. Fair play. And that's where I aspire to be. That's where I aspire to be when I'm that age.
Love
for
that.
For sure.
Well, I guess we're going to both be hearing our ex's voices in the bedroom because I'd also choose that.
Great.
Going to have a really, really, really bad
It's just going to be
sex.
Yeah, it's just going to be angry and just like, fuck's sake, fuck this. It's fucking bullshit. You got anything else, my love?
That's everything this week.
Okay, cool. I enjoyed that one.
Good.
I really enjoyed that.
Your smile tells.
Good. Guys, head on over to the Patreon, £3 a month. Sign up, extra episode every week. That is a lot of extra content for you. And yeah.
Happy.
See
you next week, guys.
See you next week. Stay happy. Keep fucking.
Bye.
Bye.